targeted an innocent man and endangered a company that employed hundreds of people and circulated millions of dollars through the local economy. This book is a summary of what I found. It's a story now both personal and of great public importance, I believe, to those who value the American values of freedom and the assumption of innocence. What started as a narrative about illegal immigration gradually morphed into a saga of government hubris. It should serve as a warning to all of us. With great appreciation for his integrity and steadfastness through this, I introduce you to Mr. Henry Fischer.
Thank you. To the federal level will do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. I know hundreds of Fischer Homes associates and thousands of others who know Fischer Homes share my feelings, especially as it relates to the U.S. Justice Department. I can't help but have negative feelings towards all in government who touched this case because I know they failed in doing the right thing. Fischer Homes and its associates were and are law-abiding citizens. What the U.S. Justice Department and ICE did to me and my associates at Fischer Homes was just plain wrong. The U.S. Justice Department put Fischer Homes through hell for no just reason. Here is what a representative of the U.S. Justice Department, Robert McBride, said recently about the case against Fischer Homes and the Fischer Homes 6 field supervisors. And this was just in the last couple of weeks. And I quote, "We didn't step out of the box or do anything that wasn't straight by the book," close quotes. In other words, what Robert McBride is saying is what happened to Fischer Homes can happen to any company or any individual at any time for any reason if the Justice Department so chooses. If McBride is right, then the government's playbook needs to change. If McBride is wrong and government broke the rules of their own playbook, where is the oversight? How do I get redress? Where's the accountability? Now, I know that there are good people in government jobs who try to do the right thing day in and day out. Nonetheless, I view what I'm going to describe here as systemic problems that need to be corrected in our federal justice system. First of all, the U.S. Department of Justice all too often brings cases against companies and individuals to meet political objectives of different client groups within government. These cases are often brought without any real evidence of proof of wrongdoing, based on what are the written laws and regulations of the United States. Our case was just such a case. Secondly, the U.S. Justice Department depends almost completely on plea bargain tactics, legitimate and illegitimate, to gain convictions against targeted individuals and businesses. The U.S. Justice Department is seldom required to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt in front of a judge and jury, as our system of justice was intended to be. The U.S. Justice Department, in conjunction with federal judges and defense attorneys, has built a plea bargain machine, and it is a machine, in our federal justice system. In 2006, 96%, that's 96% of the guilty verdicts against defendants were from plea bargains. Only 4% of the convictions resulted from a defendant being convicted in a trial. Now that, my friends, is a plea bargain machine, and it traps the guilty and the innocent alike. With the U.S. attorney as the judge, jury, and executioner. Now that's power. The plea bargain tactics that the U.S. Justice Department has at its disposal are so onerous against their targets that many innocent individuals and companies plead guilty to some offense rather than defending themselves in front of the judge and the jury. On a personal level, I will never again believe that a person is guilty of wrongdoing on the basis of a plea bargain agreement made with the U.S. Justice Department. The way the system actually works, a U.S. attorney does not need evidence of wrongdoing to be able to coerce a target into a guilty plea. They've got plenty of ammunition to do it without that party being guilty. The third serious problem is there's no recourse against the government and the U.S. Justice Department if you are unjustly targeted or indicted. The government can bring all of the fury and power of government down upon you, justly or unjustly, and there's nothing you can do about it. I could find no place to seek redress or oversight in the system would cause the Justice Department to do the right thing. And believe me, I looked, and including visits and discussions with a number of members of Congress. And could seek redress either for us at Fischer Homes or with others in similar circumstances in the future. There just is no accountability. In closing, few, if any, elected and non-elected officials in government have any intention of changing the way the U.S. justice system currently works. They don't want to change it because of the great power that it gives them to achieve their political and other objectives. The only way the system is going to change is if the force of public opinion causes it to change. The reason I'm here and the reason we told our story is because we at Fischer Homes want to do our part to see that this kind of injustice does not happen to other good companies and good people in the future. Thank you.
Things started out on May 9th when, in the early morning hours, about 6 a.m., 4 Fischer Homes field superintendents, blue-collar workers, people out there on the field and in the job sites, were greeted at their homes by the Sheriff's Department and by federal FBI agents. These individuals were taken from their homes in not just handcuffs, but leg shackles like they were some kind of dangerous criminal, taken to ICE headquarters, and they were at ICE headquarters interrogated and told that unless you reach a plea deal with us right here, right now, you're not going to see your families again for 10 years. You're going to jail for immigration. Unless you want to agree to this deal. And the deal was, you put on a wire, you go back into Fischer Homes, and you get somebody at Fischer Homes, somebody high up in the corporation, to acknowledge that Fischer Homes has been engaged in a conspiracy with subcontractors to get these subcontractors to hire illegal immigrants so Fischer could pay them below market wages. That was the first plea deal that was offered in this case on May 9th. All 4 of these individuals said, I can't do it because it's not true. They refused to wear a wire. 2 days later, they were indicted by the federal government for harboring illegal aliens. That was the first situation and the first offer of a plea deal in this matter. The second situation, and I'm just giving examples of 2 because there were a lot of different tactics used, but 2 that really came to mind to me. The second one was presented to Fischer Homes about a month after the May 9th raid. And this was presented to us as a deal that we could not refuse. What the government said is that they were going to indict Fischer Homes. And they were going to indict Fischer Homes on money laundering charges that they said that Fischer Homes paid subcontractors up to $12 million. And they said that this was money laundering of illegal gains for the use of harboring these illegal aliens. And